federal judge has ruled that a group of Georgia voters can proceed with legal efforts to disqualify Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene from running for re-election.
The challenge filed last month alleges the Republican representative violated a provision of the 14th Amendment by helping to facilitate the January 6th riots. The amendment states no one can serve in Congress if they have, quote, taken an oath as a member of Congress to support the Constitution and then, quote, engaged in rebellion or insurrection against it. Lawmakers ratified the amendment shortly after the Civil War to bar members of the Confederacy from holding office.
Greene asked the judge to declare this law unconstitutional in a lawsuit filed earlier this month. She also requested a preliminary injunction and temporary restraining order, which the judge denied as well. Greene has vigorously rejected claims she aided and engaged in the January 6th insurrection. A lot to break down here, and joining us now from Washington, D.C. is CBS News political reporter Caitlin Huey-Burns. Caitlin, thank you for making time for us.
Hey there.
So what provision is this Georgia group seeking to use here to remove Congresswoman Greene from voter ballots? And what are they alleging she did to aid in the insurrection?
Hey, Nancy. Yeah, there is a lot to unpack here. It is referring to a post-Civil War era provision within the 14th Amendment, and that's what this group is getting at. The group representing these voters in Georgia and in states across the country is a group called Free Speech for People. This is a campaign finance group that started in 2010, and they are making these lawsuits against those who they say abetted in the insurrection. So they're going after Greene. What's important here is that absentee ballots in Georgia start going out on April 25th, so in just a few days. And the election there, the primary election for which this is related, is May 25th. So Greene has been arguing that, there isn't enough time before the election to remove her name. But this is part of a wider effort to target lawmakers like Greene who critics say espoused, anti-democratic views and instigated insurrectionists on that day.
So, Caitlin, we know that, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not the only lawmaker who some have pointed to on that day. If this group is successful in barring Representative Greene from running for re-election, what might that mean for other Republicans who held office during the January 6th riots?
Right. This group has issued similar suits in a variety of different states. They issued one in North Carolina against Madison Cawthorn, for example, but that was shot down by a judge. That judge was appointed by former President Trump. The judge in the Georgia case was appointed by President Obama. They have also issued a similar suit in Arizona against a few different lawmakers, including Congressman Paul Gosar in Arizona. So we'll see kind of what comes of that. But this is part of a broader effort to target these specific lawmakers who have sowed doubts, unconfirmed, baseless claims about election fraud, who have instigated insurrectionists. And of course, this is also pointing to a larger, perhaps, strategy to perhaps thwart former President Trump from being on the ballot again if he chooses to run again in 2024. So there's a lot of larger implications here, and that's why it's important to watch what happens in Georgia and whether it has resonance for some of these other cases and, of course, for higher power in the presidential race.
A lot of larger implications indeed. Caitlin Huey-Burns, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.